City scene, take one.
What was your vision starting out, and how has it even changed over time?
I came out kind of just open to opportunities, open to seeing what the industry was like, meeting people, making friends. I had moved originally down to Fremont when I first got out here, and I didn't know anybody. Like, I moved out here and didn't have any friends in the Bay Area. I lived there for 6 months and finally was able to find a place in the city after that. So I was closer to the kind of action of everything that was going on for auditions and all kinds of things. And I started making friends at auditions and on set, and so it was great to be meeting people in the industry and making these connections. And I instantly kind of fell in love with the Bay Area, and it's such a great culture out here that I felt like, pretty much at home. Once I was a little bit closer to the city and had more of a social network of my own. And then I met up with a friend of mine one day for coffee out at the ferry building by the Embarcadero. We were just talking about how much we love the Bay Area and how amazing of a place it is. And around that time, it had been about a year and a half since I'd been out here. And so my relationships, I was making friends, and this is awesome. And then the people that I knew who were in the industry, who were had more experience than me and were a little bit further ahead, they all start to move to LA, which is, pretty natural thing for most people in the business to want to go down to Los Angeles to make their career. We were just talking about, why does it seem like everybody just wants to leave San Francisco? Why does San Francisco feel like a pit stop and not a destination? There's enough people out here. There's enough, there's over 4 million people in the Bay Area. There's tons of people in creative agencies. You have some of the largest advertising agencies in the United States, at least, here located in San Francisco, and all kinds of things and opportunities. And why is everyone so quick to jump ship? So that spurred this idea for Coffee and Catchup. And so we had actually heard about this other group called Balanced Breakfast, which is a musicians weekly meetup. Mm-hmm. And with my buddy Taylor, we decided that we wanted to also do something for the entertainment community and for actors and filmmakers. And why not? Let's try something like this of our own. And so we called it Coffee and Catchup. And we started meeting at coffee shops. The first group, we had one person show up. And so we're like, awesome, this is so cool, it's working. But there's so many online Facebook groups and networking things that exist, but they're really disconnected, and no one really knows anybody in there. And you might have 15,000 members in a group, but no one even comments on a post or likes anything or helps anybody out when they need it. And so we purposely kept everything offline, and it was only word of mouth and only email for the first about 6 months. And it was done intentfully like that so that we could create a solid foundational base for the group to make sure that relationships in person were the number one important thing. And even if you're in SAG or you're non-union, still be able to come together and bridge that gap.
That's great. Yeah. And I mean, in the past 2 years, you've had so many great guest speakers on, like so many great discussions. I mean, you've had the Film Fatales, you've had, who else?
Man, we've had Brian Benson, who's a producer. We've had Frank Simeone from SAG, Kyle Osier, who's a worldwide creative producer and founder of Academy of Friends, which is a nonprofit out here that's been around for 37 years and raised over $9 million for HIV and AIDS. Local casting directors like Nancy Hayes, Sarah Cliven, Greg Cohen. We've had Michelle McCullough, the president of MDT, come through. So basically, we started bringing in guests because people like to hear from other successful people. And having someone to look up to is a great way to stay motivated. And so why not bring these successful people who are local to our own industry and introduce them to our people and us, and what can we learn from them, and let's connect around that, to where we can talk about an idea or have a professional come in and answer questions for people who might not know the answers to some things, and kind of collectively share that information and knowledge. We all believe in something, which is each other, and we know that as long as we stick together, then whatever happens is going to be fine.
Mm. Yeah. Oh man, I'm inspired.
Thank you.
That's great. That's great. What do you think are the advantages and some of the disadvantages that someone might have in the Bay Area?